Good afternoon, it's 3 o'clock. I'm Jack Ross for your Solent Sports News headlines. Breaking news in the world of cricket. Essex County Cricket Club chairman John Farrah has resigned after a historical allegation that he used a racist term in a meeting in 2017. Farrah has denied the allegations, but Essex say they will review why it was not fully independently investigated at the time. This news comes just days after the Yorkshire Chief Executive Mickey Arthur stepped down after the racist allegations made by former player Azim Rafiq earlier this month. The businessman in charge of organising the flight from Emiliana Sala has been jailed for 18 months. 67-year-old Dean Henderson, who was in charge of organising the flight, taking Sala to Emiliana Sala to Cardiff to complete his transfer in 2019, has been found guilty of endangering the safety of an aircraft and will face 18 months in prison. Both Salah and pilot David Ibbotson died when the aircraft crashed into the English Channel in January 2019. The managerial merry-go-round is in full swing this autumn as Premier League managers face the axe. Norwich had a latest team looking for a manager after they sacked long-term serving boss Daniel Farke. Frank Lampard and recently available Dean Smith have been in talks with the club, but decisions are yet undecided. However, one manager we now know is out house hunting is former midfielder and Liverpool legend Steven Gerrard after he signed a 3.5-year deal to become Aston Villa head coach earlier this week. Now for some local news. Eastleigh take on Yeovil at Huish Park in the National League. The Spitfires are looking to bounce back after a 2-0 defeat to Boreham Wood last Saturday in the FA Cup. The side currently sit in 13th position and have a game in hand on some of the competition. We spoke to Eastleigh striker Tyrone Barnett about the season ahead as well as tomorrow's crunch mid-table clash against rivals Yeovil.
Promotion is obviously the aim for the club at this level. Obviously the lads we have and the group, the way we work and the group of players all together, we should be there or thereabouts. They're all big games, to be fair. We don't take any game as if it's guaranteed, but we take one game at a time. Yeovil's a big game, so we'll go prepared and go there tomorrow.
We also spoke to Eastleigh manager Ben Strevens ahead of the clash.
I expect a hard game. Obviously one of our local rivals. There was a little bit of animosity between the games last year. Nothing that was meant to be. I think it's just the competitive nature of the football club. So, and their home form's been good. They beat Woking the last time, won away at Yate in the FA Cup and got a good point away at Solihull. So it'll be a tough challenge, but one we're looking forward to. They will get confidence from beating Yate 5-0, but look, without being disrespectful, Yate compared to Boreham Wood is a completely different challenge. Yeah. Boreham Wood are top of the National League. Yate done brilliantly to beat Dover over 2 legs, home and away, replay in the last round. But look, it's a good win for him. More important for me is their form to beat Woking. We know they're a tough team, and getting a point away at Solihull Moors, because Solihull Moors got some fantastic players. So that's probably more that I'll look at rather than the FA Cup results. But we've been on a good run in the league. Our last 10 games we're in the playoff positions for our form. But what we've got to try and do is find a formula to start winning more games of football away from home, because at the moment the only thing stopping us from being where we want to be is probably our away form. Our home form's been very good, so let's hope that starts tomorrow. The aim at the start of the season, regardless, is for every team in this league, every 23 teams, is to win the league, and then if not, can you be in the playoff positions to try and get them promotion places. But we're coming up against some huge clubs. I think there's 12 or 13 ex-Football League clubs now that we're competing with. There's teams paying all sorts of money. People wanting our players from fellow clubs. So, we want to be in that top 7. That's the aim come the end of the season. It'll be tough to get there, but I believe in the group that we can do it.
This evening sees the return of international football for England, who are looking to qualify for the Qatar World Cup in 2022. It's an important time for the country, but equally important for lower league clubs who are looking to capitalise on the international break. Robbie Jones has more on the topic.
Sending towards Mings, gets a little touch, comes through, touchdowns!
This week and next sees the last international break before 2022, and there's some pivotal ties in countries' bids to qualify for the World Cup next year. With the England game growing in reputation in the Football League, League One and League Two teams have seen matches postponed this weekend due to international call-ups. Swindon Town are the only side in League Two who've had to postpone their match, but that isn't necessarily bad according to the club.
Andrew Steele-Davis, head of media at Swindon Town. Obviously, we've had our game against Crawley this weekend called off. which doesn't often happen in League Two. But I think, given the amount of games that we played without a real pre-season, I think it's a good opportunity for the boys to rest physically and mentally and get ready for a busy festive period.
Johnny Williams of Wales was one of the 4 players at Swindon to get called up for international duty. With games stopping at Premier League and Championship level during the break, it gives fans a chance to watch matches lower down the football pyramid. In an attempt to get more fans attending their match during the internationals, National League side Eastleigh have offered a discounted coach travel for their away match at Yeovil Town, including a free scarf. Assistant manager Jason Bristow is all for the club's efforts.
Clubs are putting forward a lot of initiatives to try and increase the gates, and they're using the fact that there's no Premier League Championship games and trying to tap into that market really, which is a great idea. And I think once the fans come through the gates and they see the quality of football that they probably didn't expect, then obviously the gates can hopefully continue to rise.
For fans of Premier League clubs like Southampton, the international break gives them a chance to watch other local teams. In Hampshire, there are 56 alternate clubs to watch for Southampton, albeit one being rivals Portsmouth, who they are unlikely to support.
So this week I'm going to go watch Tottenham play.
That was Southampton season ticket holder Daniel Butcher.
As a Southampton season ticket holder, it's nice to have the non-league football available on the international break.
For smaller clubs in Hampshire like Winchester City, they recognise the importance of the international break to try and get new fans in, according to the club director John McLaren.
We do deliberately target these gaps, not least because, of course, we've got Southampton very close to us, and a lot of we've got a youth section to the club as well, so we've got over 400 kids playing football in the club. So we deliberately target the parents that would be Saints ticket holders, for example, to get them to come along to the game and bring the kids.
It may not be the Premier League, but non-league matches do create great moments like this.
This is the last surely gasp down for anyone to be king.
England are preparing for another World Cup qualifier tonight when they play Albania at Wembley. They have a new face among the squad, as Arsenal's Emile Smith-Rowe could make his England debut for the first team. He's been drafted in from the under-21s following a number of withdrawals from Gareth Southgate's squad, including Southampton midfielder James Ward-Prowse. The England manager insists Smith-Rowe isn't just there to make up the numbers.
This is a group that make young players and new players very welcome, so I don't think it's a difficult environment to fit in. His quality has been apparent in the way that he's trained, so he's ready, and we've enjoyed having him with us this week already.
In F1, the contract for the Chinese Grand Prix has been extended until 2025, despite the event not being held for the last 2 years due to COVID restrictions in the country. The deal was due to run out at the end of next year. The race will also be missing next year, despite the planned record-breaking 23-race calendar. There also could be a delay to this weekend's action in Brazil, as there is a shipping issue at the port of Miami, delaying teams from getting to the circuit. We now are joined by F1 journalist Luke Wallace, who will tell us more. So Luke, what's happening right now ahead of the upcoming Sao Paulo Grand Prix?
Well, Jack, this weekend marks the second race of a triple header across 2 continents. Of course, Mexico last weekend, Brazil this weekend, and Qatar next weekend. The freight delays mean the cars, the engines, and the garage and hospitality parts have been delayed getting to the track. This is because the fog in Mexico City came over on Tuesday morning. It delayed departures and the arrivals for planes coming in to collect freight. Other planes also had to stop in Miami for a fuel stop, which further delayed them. As of 24 hours ago, Haas had no freight at the track, just some IT infrastructure. So as a result, the FIA have brought down the curfew. It's usually 18 hours before race start, the event start. Teams have to stop working on the cars. That's now been lowered to 3 hours to allow for this. You also notice the change in the name this weekend. It's now the Sao Paulo Grand Prix instead of the Brazilian Grand Prix. This is to reflect the local government involvement in keeping the race because they fended off a rival bid from Rio. The event does start tonight. It's 7 p.m. Sprint qualifying tonight. Sprint qualifying tomorrow at 7:30, and the race at 5 p.m. tomorrow. Lewis Hamilton is 19 points behind Max Verstappen going into this weekend.
that's all from us for now. I'll be back in an hour. Remember, you can keep up to date on our website, solentjournalism.co.uk.